Welcome back to the bench, everybody. What we've got wired up here is the solid-state relay example. In this case, we're using a very powerful little chip called an L293. It's a dual, there's two of them, bidirectional motor controller. So this little guy can take small DC signals as control signals in, like the signals you might get from an Arduino or a microprocessor, and amplify them by increasing the current and the voltage to drive an inductive load. Could be a solenoid, could be a little motor. These guys can handle at least an amp, and they can go up to, I believe, about 24 volts, maybe 48 volts in a pinch, and drive the motor in two directions. So I'll just show you how it works right now. The way I've got it hooked up is this is the enable lead. By the way, I only have one motor hooked up, not two. So we just have the single side running, the top side's not hooked up. This is the enable lead, and if you press the enable lead, you can see the motor spinning in one direction. Now, there are two voltages going to this L293. There's the 5 volts right here, and ground, 5 volts, which is the main power for the chip. And this is the motor voltage. So your motor voltage may be a different voltage than 5 volts. It might be 9 volts, 12 volts. I've got the motor voltage turned way down right here because I don't want the motor to spin very fast. So it's probably about 3 or 4 volts right now. If I press the button, you can see it spinning in one direction. This switch over here is hooked up to the direction control. When I operate the switch, the motor should operate in the other direction. So I press the button, and the motor is now spinning in the reverse direction. So there's the forward direction, and there's the reverse direction. And here we can see switching it from one to the other. Now this large capacitor at this point isn't hooked up. What this capacitor can do, though, when it is hooked into the circuit, will cause the motor to delay when it reverses direction. So it doesn't instantly stop and reverse. It stops when you reverse the switch and waits for a moment and then reverses. So that you have it, an L293 dual bidirectional motor controller.